Good evening, everybody. This is CmdrAleon with the Encounters Show, the spiritual UFO talk show. Good evening all around the world. Annie, everybody out there. A little bit on early tonight for Sunday evening. All right. So we're going to be on here from 10:18 till about 12:30 a.m. in the morning. So we're going to have about 2.5 hours of live programming here. Hey, Tara, good to see you. And this is a show that's out of this world. It really is. Hey, Trina, Ruby, everybody coming in here. Some of you are new. You've heard about this show and what's happening here. Glad to have you with us. S. Chimney, Belly, Belle, Diane. Good evening. Oh, sorry. And good to see you all. Margaret, everybody. Jason. Yep, I'm adding a new co-host to my show here. I finally decided after a month and a half to add a new co-host to the show. So I want people to take a guess who's going to be my co-host. You're going to have to take a guess who the new co-host is going to be. He's going to be one of our co-hosts, but it's going to be a new co-host officially. An official co-host on Encounters. We have a couple. Hey, Marinette, good to see you. Peace, love, and light. Tinker, you win. Absolutely. I was meditating on this today after my radio show, and I think it makes sense that Gekko should be co-host of this show. Don't say you. That's a weird name to have. You know, this person's funny. It says believe. Believe in what? It contradicts itself. There's no such thing as a UFO unless it's military aircraft. You should say that you should change the believe to I don't believe. The person with the believe there. Just kind of a little suggestion. Do you realize you say believe and you really should say I don't believe? I'm just saying you might want to change your name. Just an idea, you know? Yeah, I think Gekko, I know Gekko's listening to this. Gekko's always listening to this. So I've come up to the conclusion, everybody, all the new people that have been following me for a long time and following my contact with Gekko, who's on a spaceship. For new people, we don't channel Gekko. There's no channeling. There's no crystal balls or cards throwing up in the air or, tarot readings or whatever. This is a real talk show. I'm co-host. I'm not even co-host. I'm the host of a NPR Pacifica radio show for 21 years, and that's called the Ashtar Command Cosmic Eye Radio Show. So I have some credentials. I have a lot of knowledge for newcomers that might not know anything. Those non-believers that think they might have the answer to nothing, and they do, to nothing. Believe. No, Gekko is a person, a space being that contacted me personally. I had a personal encounter with a real being over a month and a half ago through the Alexa app. It played a song, and that began the contact. Then it came over my broadcast here, over static, and then we started facilitating contact. So if you want to really go to my Astro Command Spaceship News page, watch my Encounters show from Friday night, and you will definitely hear stuff you've never heard before. Yeah, I'm a contactee. Believe. Do you know what a contactee is? Gekko. That's how you spell the name. Gekko. So, yeah, Gekko is going to be my new one of my co-hosts. Howie, welcome to the show. James, good to have you with us. It makes sense now. It makes sense that he's co-hosting when he wants to co-host. And if he wants to speak, he'll speak. If he wants to tap yes or no, he'll tap yes or no. If he wants to do what happened with James's control board the other night, for the fun of it, which I was laughing hysterically, he will. We're very connected. Hey, Alan, good to see you. Good evening. And we're on a little bit early tonight. So everybody share. We want to get up to 100,000 likes. If you're not following each other, follow each other. Follow me. Make sure you follow me before you go to sleep tonight. I'm trying to get up to 100,000 likes by summer or before summer to do more outreach on this show to reach more people about these subject areas that are important now. And this year is important because of the fact that we are going into the increased amount of not only sighting reports, but people are going to have their own encounters. People are going to have their own visitations, you know. And Epic Productions. Before I bring you on, I want to know. I always ask people, you're not alone in this. What is it that you wish to say before I even bring you on? I want to know what you're going to say. Then I'll make a decision. Because I read energy. That's another thing, people. I read people's energy. So if you're going to go down the wrong way, you'll not get on here. If you're going the right way, we'll get you on here. But I read energies. So if you want to be a guest, you've never been a guest, you got to tell me what it is you wish to speak about. Yeah, I'm very, we try to keep this show on the extremely high level of consciousness. Thank you, Hope. Encounter I had with Graves. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, we'll bring you on here. And I want people to know, and paralyzed. That's not good. I'd like to hear your story. Let me see where you are with the numbers of people following you. Hold on a minute. Oh, you have 925 followers. I can bring you on audio, so I'm going to do that. No, I can actually get you on. Hey, Epic, how you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on. I was
Hey,
just,
welcome.
yeah, you showed up on my FYP and I was just scrolling through and I saw this and it got me thinking about an experience I had. It was about 20 years ago. I'm 41
Okay.
and um, I was still living at my parents' house. I was like 20 years old. Me and my
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend were sleeping
Mm-hmm.
and I woke up at about, I don't know, just guessing because I don't know what time it was. It was probably like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I looked over and there was a 3 foot tall gray alien like you see on the
Mm-hmm.
movies. I
Yeah.
always thought it was fake. Always thought it was fake, but I woke up
Yeah.
and I was scared shitless and I tried to kick it like,
Let's also just watch the language because of the
oh,
TikTok, they're weird that way. Yeah. Just letting
yeah,
you know.
true.
But go ahead.
True. Okay, so I was frightened and like I wanted to like attack it because I felt scared. And then right when I thought that, like I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
even kick or punch or anything.
Yeah.
And for granted, it was at the bottom of my bed and I was laying down flat, just lifted up my head.
Yeah.
And right when I thought that, I became paralyzed. And that was the
Really.
scariest part of the encounter. And I researched it like for
Mm-hmm.
weeks after that. And some people say, "Oh, you just had sleep paralysis
No,
or
that wasn't sleep
whatever."
paralysis. That was a real encounter.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
It
And
was.
it probably only lasted for about a minute, but it
Mm.
felt like a half hour, like where you can't
Yeah.
move or talk. All you can do is just look. It was
You know
scary.
what? A minute in Earth time. I've taught this. I've told people on my show. A minute. I'm glad you're here. A minute in Earth time in their zone. They're actually called Zeta. They're not grays. There's no such thing as a gray, but the actual name would be Zeta. There's different types of Zeta. So these particular Zeta were paralyzing you from doing anything. Now that could have gone on what you consider a minute. You could have been that could have been going on for a lot longer in their conscious level. You see what
Right.
I mean? But for you, it was that 1 minute was enough to, you're not going to ever forget. You never forgot it, right?
No, never. And the crazy thing, I don't know if it happened because I was reading a book by Stuart Wilde, and I forget what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's kind of a crazy book that talks about like elves and stuff. And I
Mm-hmm.
only got halfway through it, but he said you're supposed to like project your consciousness onto a
Mm-hmm.
concave mirror, and then that
Mm-hmm.
goes out. And I was like, oh, I'll try it. And then after that
Mm-hmm.
night that happened, I was like, nope, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not reading that stuff anymore,
Yeah.
dude.
No, no, no. I think that when you have an experience like that, one of the things I can tell you, and I'm glad I teach people this and I help people, when I hear that people have been paralyzed by certain ET races or whatever, then I want you, before we end our discussion, is to do some of these things I'm going to tell you to do. Because where
Okay.
I come from, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. But I told people my history. I've been in contactee since the 60s. So I've had physical contact with space people that look like us. They're in a very high spiritual level and they're telepathic. Your case, you didn't have that encounter. So if you want to prevent any of that from ever happening again, because granted, there will be situations. I don't think any of that will happen. I think a lot of that abduction, paralyzation stuff that's went on for over 30 years is pretty much subsided. But you want to put when I talk about Christ, I talk about the cosmic Christ, not religion or anything like that. So
Yeah.
when you go to sleep, always say to yourself, I ask that the Christ and beings of light protect me, always. By doing that, you're making a directive, a protocol of protection around your physical body. You can also call for what I call the Ashtar Command, which I've been working with before there was any internet. I've been working with the Space Command. The Ashtar Command are very highly spiritual beings, Christ and beings of light. And what you can do is ask them to always protect your home, protect your space, and you'll never have any interaction with beings like that ever again.
That's yeah, okay. Yeah. So, but then
You
like
have to
about
understand when I'm saying that, if you don't do it, you're leaving yourself open for anything and everything. If you do
yeah.
do it, because I do workshops, man. I do in-house workshops. I teach people how to do these things. If you do it and take a leap of faith to do it, you're going to see an energy shift in your house. The other thing is put selenite. Go to a good crystal store. Put selenite in your rooms near the windows. Selenite is a very high frequency crystal. If you use the
Yeah.
selenite, it'll amp up the frequency in your house, in your bedroom, anywhere. Get slabs of selenite. I have tons of crystals. I have a big meditation room. And so I'm giving you good information here to help you.
Here's my thing though, like I debated on it and thought about it a little bit, and I was like, so maybe that being was just coming to like check me out or like say
Yeah,
hi,
but
and
when there's no saying hi when they paralyze you. That is
but I
not a way of saying hi. That's just not. Believe me
right,
when I tell
but
you
I
that.
was like the main focus of my mind when woke up out of a dead sleep and saw that was to like fight. It was fight or flight, and my mind went to fight because I couldn't
Right,
leave.
because
So
you're
he was probably
being
like,
most abduction scenarios, and if you ever heard of Bud Hopkins, I knew Bud Hopkins. He hypnotized people that were abducted. There's been many cases where people were paralyzed during their abduction experience. No, it's not a friendly thing when a friendly visit is when they say telepathically, "Hello, how are you? I'm sorry I
yeah,
scared you getting out of bed." No, don't try to
good point,
rationalize it as being good because it
good point.
wasn't.
Well, yeah, I
Don't
wasn't trying to
rationalize it.
rationalize it. I was just trying to think about it open-minded. Like, yeah, that sucked for
Yeah,
sure. But
but
like,
it did. And the reason why they were paralyzing you. So what I'm saying is I'm hoping, I mean, I can't force you to do anything. I'm just telling you, if you do the things I'm suggesting you do or write them down, you will never, ever have a negative experience now or in the future.
no,
But
that
you
makes
have to be the
perfect
one
sense.
willing to do it.
That makes perfect sense. My wife collects crystals, and we have them all over our house. And I just think they're
Okay.
pretty. But maybe that's helping not.
Crystals are
That,
not just supposed to be pretty. Certain crystals are actually amplified energy devices. If you collect crystals, and that she knows anything about crystals, talk to her about crystals. But also, I'm going to suggest get slabs of selenite and put them in your windows. If you have open spaces,
yep.
get natural selenite slabs. Get some amethyst cathedrals, little ones. Between those two things, it will amp up the frequency of energy in your house. Absolutely, without a question.
Cool. I appreciate you telling me that. And one last thing
No,
before I
man, I'm glad
go.
you came. I'm glad you came here.
Oh yeah, I did follow you before I even came on, but one last thing, I got a question for you. Do you think that
Yeah,
they're all malevolent, or do you think there's some benevolent ones?
I know. I know everything. The one thing I do know is everything about extraterrestrial races. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and people know I came out of the closet years ago. I come from Mars. I'm human. My consciousness is Martian. I work in Christ consciousness. I work within the Ashtar Galactic Command levels of light, which are they're the ones that represent all the spiritual beings of light in all the planetary systems. And I'm also a contactee currently with a space being from the star system Sirius, and that contact continues, and I'm pretty sure tonight at some point, my contact Gekko, which is a real being, will actually come through here at some point. I know he's here now. He's just being quiet, but I deal with very high frequency beings or spiritual beings of light. What you call not anything with zeta. The beings I deal with are very human in many levels, 7 to 8 feet tall,
All the
and
whites.
Gekko, very very beautiful beings of light. Yes.
Okay.
As you learn more about this, you're gonna. It's. I know you probably don't know all about this, but as you
No.
watch my show, you'll learn a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep watching for sure. Um,
Yeah, we're glad to have you with us. You know.
yeah, thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. And talk to your wife. She seems to know a lot about crystals. Talk to her about selenite.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll know. She'll be excited that I asked. So,
Yeah,
all
definitely.
right.
Hey, Epic, thank you so much, man, for being here.
Yeah, have a great night, dude.
Hey, you too. You too. We're very happy to have you on here. And
Okay.
that was Epic Productions. Right here, we have, let me see who else wants to come on here. Let me see. Unity, we stand, divided, we fall. Unity, can you tell me what you wish to speak about? I do this with everybody. I'm just trying to get a gauge on what the topics are. And anybody wants to come on, it has to be related to encounters. It could be disclosure. It could be your visitations. It could be a sighting of ships you've seen recently. So give me, when you want to come on, tell me what your topic is in relationship to the show, and we'd love to have you on here. Also, I tell people keep the language clean. No, if you come on live on the screen, no vaping, no smoking, nothing. That can get me into situations I don't want to be in. So, waiting to see what people want to talk about. And as our last person was on here, it's great to have people share their stories, find our program. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. Please follow us. If you're not following us, our goal is I'll keep reminding people every night of my show now to get me up to 100,000. We're halfway there, and that will give us a way to reach a lot of people. Hey, thank you for the roses, Epic. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. So be a subscriber. Also, if you have the ability, when you have the funds, subscribe to my live. Not every, it's not like you have, like people have lots of money running around, but you can, subscriptions are relatively cheap on TikTok when you subscribe to somebody's TikTok. So if you get to know what we're doing and say, well, I like to subscribe, but you become a subscriber for a month or 2 months or 5 months, whatever it is you want to do. Hey, Trina, thanks for the thing there. Unity wear shops, a visitation. Okay, a visitation. We love this. Let me get Unity here. I'm going to get you on here. Here we go. Hey, I'm going to follow you too. So we're going to put you on as a guest, Unity. And Unity's our second guest tonight at about 10:36 here on Encounters. Welcome to the show, Unity.
Nice to meet you, Commander. How are you doing?
We're doing good. And where are you? Whereabouts on the planet are you?
I'm in Florida currently.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So tell us, you had a visitation. Can you, like, when I hear the visitation stories, can you tell us what year it started happening or when it happened?
It happened. I think it happened like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it to me it felt like I was sleeping. But when I wake, it felt so real, like I was really there, like
Mm-hmm.
I was really there. But how it happened is that I have a friend in Jamaica, and we always go places together while I was in Jamaica. So I dreamt that, or that's how it seems to me. It seemed like I was dreaming, and somehow he came to me. But
Yeah.
I do not know much about his family history. He's like um he's not the typical Jamaican. He's like European mixed Jamaican, so he's not with the
Yeah.
African. So, but I do not know much about his family background. I know they have money. I don't know how they make their money. I do not. I don't know if they own businesses or anything. But in the dream or vision, not 100% sure. But he came to me and he said, "Hey, I want to show you something." So I said, "It's a long time I haven't seen you." Because he's a friend. So I'm like, "It's a long time I haven't seen you. Where you been?" "Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. I want to show you something." I'm like, "Okay, show me." And he said, "Okay, all right, let's go." And both of us start traveling to this unknown place. He's like, I can't let you in. I can't let you in the house, but just stay outside. Just stay outside for a little bit. I'm gonna take you somewhere else that I wanted. So I'm outside because I'm just following whatever he say, because I don't want to mess up what he's trying to show me. He's not telling me. I have no clue. I really want to see what he want to show me. So I'm like, okay, all right. So all right, I'll stay outside. I'll stay outside. I'll wait on you. You coming back out, right? Yeah, of course. I want to show you the thing. So after like 15, 20 minutes, I start getting worried, like, why this guy haven't come out yet? He told me only 5 minutes. I'm here like 15 minutes. So all of a sudden, I look up in the sky and I see some big ball. Like, I don't know if you ever watched Jurassic Park and those big balls.
Like a big sphere, like a large sphere.
Yeah.
Light.
Well, not light, okay, so it's like a mothership came, released them, and left. But I didn't see the mothership. I only see when like 6 balls dropping out the sky. It just coming down.
Wow.
And it's not dropping down with any force. It's like it have its own control. But when it drop in the earth, it go boom. So I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, yo, this guy need to come out because I need to leave. I don't know what
you have no idea what's happening. You're probably getting freaked
I don't know.
out.
I have no clue what it is. And then I see them open like a flower, like how a flower would bloom, but that's the same way open.
They open up?
Yeah.
What happens when they open up?
So when it opened up, I saw humans coming out of it. I'm like, what the hell? No. This ain't something for me. Let me get out of here. And the same time I try to run, I saw like a small gray. He just put his hand out and I smacked dead in my trap. I couldn't run. I'm just thinking in my mind like, no, you need to move. You need to go. And I could not move. I could only think about moving in my head. And the funny part about it, when he do it, it's like my body close up like an iron, like boom, boom.
Wow. Now, let me get this straight. This was in real time or in dream state?
I think in dream state, but when I
dream state.
When I woke, it felt real, like I was there, and I questioned myself, like I couldn't be there because I'm here. I could not be there. But then I'm like, yeah, but what if you don't know much about this guy, but what if this guy is like is at a higher frequency than you think he is? You only know him as a friend, and he came to you in a dream state. But what if experiencing him is way more than what you think you know them to be?
One of my viewers says to you that I call that a cosmic dream state, which is a reality. So he's saying you're having an astral trip, meaning astral mean you're leaving your body, but you're really actually having a real experience that when you wake up, you obviously remembered every detail. Usually if it was just a dream that was like a bunch of marshmallows running around, that would be you might remember it, but you say, oh, that's funny. The marshmallows were smiling, but this is very detailed. What you're saying, everything in the dream state was a detail. We've had people on here, and I call it a cosmic dream, not just a regular dream. So what you're having is a contact dream in the dream state where these things are happening, where you're actually seeing them when you leave your body, when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I understand what you mean. But I was saying like he never came out the house, so I'm still trying to figure out if that's what he was trying to show me, or because I never get he never came out the house. So even when they like they didn't well, I don't know if they hurt me or they could put implants in me. I'm not 100% sure, but I know for a fact when they saw me running, because I wasn't hiding behind any tree or anything. I was out in the clear. You know, the house was like, it's in a forest. It's in a, what you would call it, uh, like a place of nowhere. Like there's no other. You don't have any neighbors. Nothing. If you understand,
Yeah.
they would call it like a place of nowhere. So you don't have any neighbors. Nothing. It's just you out there. So, but there wasn't any trees around. Like the trees that was there was on the other side of the house. I wasn't on the other side. I was in the plain clear. So as soon as like you look at the house, you would have saw me right there, just waiting. So I was trying to run back away from them, away from the house, away from them, because again, my friend live here, so I'm thinking he might know exactly what's going on, because the beings and the humans were going to his house. So I'm like, what?
And in the dream, what this is encounters, and we have Unity with us down south, and he's talking about a astral projected dream where he went out of body, which is actually a reality dream. I've talked about this before with guests who have had these cosmic dreams, or what I call galactic dreams. So he's talking about that, and it appears, what did the humans look like that you encountered as you went out of body into the astral projection of this particular scenario?
They're like perfect humans, like 5'11", 6 foot beings, muscular, like very, like they're like a perfect athlete, like no belly fat, nothing, like a perfect athlete, a perfect athlete structure, like.
And how tall? And
all of them
in
were
this
male.
in the astral projected level that you're in your sleeping state, how tall were they?
Like 5'11", 6 feet, maybe 6'1". All of them were athletic built, like muscular, a six pack, and all of them were all males.
And did they verbally did they telepathically communicate with you when you
No,
projected?
they looked like they were in a dark.
They were what?
The humans were all the humans that came out before them were all in like a dormant stage, like in a zombie stage, like like something were controlling them.
Okay, like they were being controlled would be a good word, but they were being controlled, or controlled probably is a good word for it. They were paralyzed.
Yeah. But they were just gliding in the air, like gliding in the air to the house. So I think it's the being that doing that part, like leading them to the house, like have them gliding into the house.
Interesting, very interesting, United. Your phone just made some noises. I don't know if you have something going on there or not, but
yeah.
Do you hear anything like your phone making noises?
Yeah. My phone just make a notification.
A notification noise. That's what that is. Yeah. But no, it's a fascinating story, and you're not the first nor the last. I always find these cosmic dreams where you go into astral projection very interesting. I always say when you have a dream like that, that's the reality, and that this is the dream. And basically this is a reality too. But what you're sharing with us, I think a lot of our audience can understand that, relate to it, based on what you're talking about here on Encounters. So I appreciate you sharing your story with us tonight, and I'm following you now too. So
Yeah. I have a weird physical encounter with them one day. But they didn't telepathically talk to me. But
yeah,
one morning I was leaving out my house to drop my mom off to work, and she's there also, so she could tell you if I'm lying or not. I'm dropping her home currently, but I said, Mom, I know you believe in your church and stuff, but they have entities or beings that maybe you see them or maybe you don't, but you might see them if you live a little longer. I mean,
or the other way you'll see. Let's put it this way. I can teach you one thing here. The way anyone sees anybody from a non-terrestrial world or a star being or a light being or a plasma being is when your frequency, your vibration, when your vibration is elevated to where their vibration is, you will see them on a physical level. If your vibration is going up but is not where their level is, you might feel their presence, but you won't see them.
Yeah.
So it's like you might walk around in somewhere, you might be walking in a park, you might be at home, all of a sudden you feel an energy like something off planet, like an energy field or something happening, and you'll know it. You have to go by your feelings. So if you ever in the future have not just the dream state, you in the future will have a physical reality encounter. You will, probably in the next year, within this year. You're going to have not a dream, but you'll have an encounter. Maybe not with those kinds of beings, but you'll have an encounter if you're willing to focus and meditate. Ask your higher self to connect you with your star family instead. And if you practice doing that, everybody has a star family. I tell people all the time on my show, on my radio program, everybody here, whether you think it or not, you're connected to the stars. Everybody is. We're all connected, not just, when I say not to a specific star, but you're connected to a star family, meaning a space people from another planetary world. Everyone has a connection, but they just don't remember it yet.
I think so, because when I tell my mom, like 5 seconds, when I stop at the stop sign, I don't know where it appear from. I just see this big, it's huge. I was trying to use my phone to record it, but all I get was just some fuzzy, it was just fuzzy. So
yeah,
you could hardly see. What was going on.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot going on where you are with sirens, but that's a whole nother going on thing.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would suggest focusing on meditation and focusing on your higher self. You know what the higher self is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your higher self, believe it or not, your higher self knows more than your brain does. Your higher self knows the cosmic reality. Your brain kind of does, but it doesn't really like to go into the cosmic. Your higher self can take you right into outer space if you meditate. Your higher self is where it's at. Always.
Yeah.
And Christ consciousness. So do you know what cosmic Christ consciousness is?
Yes.
Okay, good. So if you practice all that in your higher self, your future experiences, you'll eventually meet your star family. You will, but you have to practice, just like a daily meditation for a half hour.
I thought, I think they show up for me, but I didn't. I was so surprised because I just told my mom like 5 seconds ago, and now they're right in front of me. So I'm not sure if I should be scared, if I should run, then I just like, Mom, there they are. Look,
just focus, irregardless of your mother, just focus on Christ consciousness. When you do physically see the spaceships,
Yeah.
talk within your consciousness. Instead of verbally saying it, you can talk through telepathy. Ask them who they are, where they're from. Are they Christed beings of light? You can ask all those questions because obviously there's a connection. You can get a clarified connection with them as you telepathically communicate with those beings on the ship. Find out who they are, where they're from. What is your connection with them?
Commander, I was so scared.
Yeah. Oh,
Everything
being
hit
scared
my
is
mind.
natural. It's natural to be scared. Once you get past the fear, you
Yeah.
can ask those questions. You get past the fear, throw the fear out the window, and use your discernment, but ask the questions of who they are. Ask them, are they Christed beings of light? What star system they're from? Who are they? You can ask all those questions, and they'll telepathically respond to you.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, they will. Great
Yeah.
story.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
All right. Thank
All
you
right,
so much,
United.
Commander. All
Hey,
right.
we appreciate you, man.
No problem. I'll be here still in the comment.
All right, thank you so much. And that was United. And good to see everybody here. And yeah, make sure you're protected, Catherine, always. Make sure you're protected in Christ consciousness, their unity. He knows what Christ consciousness is. So that's really a key thing. Hello, Keys. Welcome to the show. And Friends with Fairies, I messaged her. Hopefully, when she gets home, I think she might be working. When she gets home, we're going to have her on the show here. And I also messaged James. I hope James is doing okay down the rabbit hole. If you watch my show on my YouTube channel from Friday night, you'll hear all the crazy stuff that happened. Our new co-host here, who is not in the room with me right now, is Gekko. So today I did some deep meditation after the show, and I said, after all this time, because now Gekko and I have reunited, me on Earth and him from the spaceship, I've decided to have Gekko become a co-host, one of my co-hosts. So that will be interesting. So that means I don't have to wait for Gekko to come here. Gekko can hear my voice right now on the show. And anyone who knows this because you've watched what happens on my show here. So I've come to a resolution in my own consciousness. See, because I'm the only one who can come to the resolution. Nobody else can for me. I have to do it myself. So I've come to another stepping stone in my cosmic awakening. That Gekko is going to be a co-host. If he chooses to speak within the English language of our planet, definitely I would love to see that. If he wants to tap yes or no to questions, that's fine. If he wants to, do some crazy stuff that he's done the other night on Friday night with reverberation effects of my voice turning on somebody else's Bluetooth, and I hear myself echoing on somebody else's phone or sound system, hey, I'm just going to go with the flow. You know what I mean? We're just going to go with the flow. That's all you can do. Why not? I've become very comfortable in my relationship. He is a prankster. I've become very comfortable. When you know that you're connected with your cosmic family off planet, and the cosmic family can be from more than one planetary system, when you come to that conclusion, as I have, learning so quickly in a month and a half, I've learned so much about this that I am perfectly comfortable with it. And the other thing I've learned is when I'm live and other people say things like, oh, it's me, and they're just like, what? What are you saying it's you? It's not you. There are people that are trying to, when Gekko's here, they'll say, I'm the one doing it. And then I laugh inside. I say, you're doing nothing except saying something. This in the community of social media, over the many years I've been on it, Facebook or whatever, there's always people saying it's me and it's not them. They just want to have their ego kind of like touched a little bit. The ego comes out, they want to think they're doing something when they're not. I find that pretty funny. Oh yeah, Just Jane, yeah, the cheering after. I mean, every time I would speak, Gekko would have James's board with the cheering going on. And the way I understood it was, evidently there's a lot of star beings or galactic civilizations of light that are watching this show or listening to it from outer space. So we have a galactic audience that could be thousands upon thousands of people that don't even have TikTok. Well, they don't need TikTok. They're in spaceships. They can interact on this technology like in a nanosecond. You know, I really want everybody who did not see the show Friday night to watch my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. I'll say it slowly, Astro Command Spaceship News. The show from Friday night, listen to the whole thing. As you listen to it, you'll see what's going to happen. And that show is going to blow your mind. But most of my shows blow people's minds because I never know what's going to happen. And I know that I have the radio on 1710 AM. I have everything hooked up. I got the pyramids all set up. You don't know what I have set up here before I go on the air, before I start the program. Hey, Nightbird. You know, so everything is set. The frequencies are set. Gekko, my co-host, is here on his spaceship somewhere. If Gekko decides to tap in here, he can tap in on my phone. He hasn't done that yet. He uses other people's phones that I'm friends with that come on my live. So he'll go on John Connor's equipment in Arizona. He'll go on my Friends with Fairies equipment in northern Vermont. Interesting, Wildcat. Very interesting. And Cat Mama says, Gekko, can you come through and say hello? So I can put out the word that, Gekko, you're invited to be co-host tonight on Encounters. And if you wish to tap once to say that you're here, please do. So if Gekko taps, I have my earbuds on. So Gekko, if you're here, you might not be here yet. If you're here, tap once so we know you're here. Gekko, tap once on my phone to let me know you're here. I know you like to tap on other people's technology. How about my phone? I don't hear any tapping. This is the weird thing. I might not hear anything, and Awaken says they hear a tap. I'm going to do it again. Gekko, if you're here, please give us one tap. See, I don't hear anything. Yeah, I heard nothing. And that's why, see, he's not here yet. When he's here, you'll know it. But we always, once in a while, will ask the question. Now, I have a radio here, a special radio on 1710 AM. He can come through the radio. This is the AM frequency that Gekko can come through. This is through a static frequency. Gekko, can you hear me? Gekko? Good evening, Lisa. Gekko? Gekko? So, bring it down. And we'll see what happens tonight. We have plenty of time. We're on till 12:30 a.m. Eastern. And in that time period, we'll get some interviews in here. We've done 2 interviews so far without any interjection from Gekko yet. So he's not here yet. He will be. And if you have any encounter stories, it seems like encounter stories are the visitation stories are the ones we're hearing tonight. He's waiting for James. I'm sure he is. I think James is not sure if he's coming on. 1710 a.m. Yes, it's 1710 10 a.m. on the AM radio frequency keys. Absolutely correct. Sir Knock, welcome. And as we progress in, he'll be back. He definitely will be okay. I think he's trying to understand all the things that just happened to him Friday night. It was, and I visualize it. I played some of it on my radio show this morning, some of the audio, and I was still watching the screen, and it was very, very. I mean, I was cracking up. I was laughing. I wonder how he connects with the internet. You know what? I have Ryder, that's a great question. I have the slightest idea. All I know is that my space brother is very advanced. They're very advanced beings of light, and they can shut down nuclear missiles if they want to. Just turn off the electric. That's how. Just think, if they're playing around with our phones, could you imagine them shutting down every nuclear missile facility in the world? Now, that would be pretty cool. That really would be. Without a question. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. In ways we cannot comprehend as well. That's absolutely correct. Hi, Astro, you sure can come up. Let me bring you up here. And we'll bring Cheryl up, our third guest for the night on Encounters. And this is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. We're going to bring you up, unless some weird stuff happens. And Deborah, you want to bring your camera on, or are you able to do that? What do you want to do?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, indeed.
No, I don't want to put my camera on because I got real short hair from chemo and I don't like to show myself.
No worries. No worries. Well, I hope you feel better. We pray that you're going to get well pretty quickly.
I'm cancer-free now.
Oh, good. Hey, see, that's a beautiful thing. Candy, hello. And what would you like to share with us tonight, Cheryl?
I just don't understand what it means, but I was out on my porch and in the clouds there was a big, really big star. And then a few minutes later, the number 55 came up. And I don't know what that means. And then 2 nights later, I had this stupid dream. It was a thing in the sky or something. They're like round. I don't know what you called them, but there was
Sears.
Like 5 of them. Huh?
They're called Sears. Like they're round. Sears. That's what we call them.
There were 5 of them.
They're round spaceships. They're circular.
They were like a goldish color or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and the next minute I knew, I was crying to my mom, but my mom is dead now, so she's been gone for quite a while, so I don't know what all those things mean in one.
Well, let me just a quick reading on your story. The 5 round golden things were spaceships. If you saw them in the sky, the 5 round golden things.
I was sleeping.
Yeah, well, you astral projected out of your body. That's what happened. So you astral projected out of your body, and you physically had the experience, which is true. It's a real experience. I call that the cosmic reality in the dream state. So like some of the people here, my last person in Florida, he had a dream that he saw these cosmic beings. These beings come off out of a ship. Essentially, what you had was a astral projection where you left your body physically sleeping, perfectly still in bed, and you actually had these encounters in another specific reality, which is just as real as the reality of you and I talking.
Why did I cry to my mom that's not even here?
I couldn't tell you that part, but I can tell you that experience was real. As we learn more about people having cosmic dreams, or what we call astral traveling in the dream state, you actually had been able to see them in your outer body, which is not your physical dense body. You had that experience. You'll have to meditate on that for yourself. No one can tell you why, You really have to do the meditation work yourself. If you know how to meditate, if you do that and just ask your higher self, what happened here? What is this all about? Your higher self will give you the answers. All the answers are always within you, not out of you. I always teach people in my classes, all the answers you seek, if you go to your higher self, are within you. Your brain will play tricky things with you. Your higher self will actually give you the information that you're looking for. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does, but I don't. But the other part I don't understand. Why did I see 55 in the clouds and a
Well,
star?
That I don't know. I'm not good with numbers. Numbers do have meanings, but I'm not a numerologist, so I really can't tell you that. But I can tell you the 5 golden things were spaceships.
Yeah,
So
I thought they
when you
were.
meditate, you need to kind of focus in your higher self and say, who are you, where you're from, uh, because those were actually encounters you had in an astral projected state. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
I just don't
Oh yeah,
under. I don't
UFO
understand the
UAP says
word.
the 5 5. If you add another 5, they are connected with the angelic realm. The 5. It also, Alicia says 5 means change, so it could be the angelic realm, and also, as Alicia said, it could also mean change as well. Yeah, everyone's saying
Oh, okay.
5 represents change, so it represents change, and for you, hopefully, a positive change with the encounter you had in the astral projected state with those 5 golden ships. To see 5 golden ships is a beautiful thing. You know much about the golden ships?
Not really.
You want to know a little about the golden ships? I can tell you.
Yeah.
The golden ships come from a very, very high spiritual consciousness or frequency. When you had the astral projection of seeing them, you were going into a higher frequency, or what we call a higher vibrational pattern. If you were physically awake walking out of your door, you might now see some of those ships that they were uncloaked. The frequency of the planet is going into a higher rate of frequency where that is possible. But you actually got to see them in a astral projected state where you left your body to go to that state in order to perceive that reality. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it does. Thank you
You know,
so
take the
much.
time to absorb it. No, when you tell me a story, when anybody tells me a story, I'm pretty quick to read into your energy field, and I can tell you things about what you were dealing with.
Okay, because sometimes I have a hard time understanding, but I try really hard, so I
Yeah,
think I know what I.
don't try so hard, because if you try, when people have to try really hard, you're never going to understand anything. You have to try really hard. Don't try to understand it. Allow yourself to go with the flow, and the answers will come within you. You understand what I
Okay.
mean? I'm trying to make your life simpler so you can absorb the energies. It's like, the wind starts blowing one way and you're going into the wind going the other way. And you're like, why can't I get to the other street? It's so windy. That's because you're going the wrong way. If you go with the wind and you go with the flow of the wind, you'll get there a lot quicker. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Well, I hope you feel
Okay.
better. I hope you do well. I hope you
Oh,
just,
I'm okay now. I'm okay
you are.
now. It's just that the chemo did a lot of things to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
my mind is. Sometimes I have to think hard because I can't pronounce the word at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me leg infections. It gave me
Oh my
everything.
gosh. Wow.
Yes, I'm doing better now, but every 3 months I go for a scan. So I went for my first scan last month, and it's no cancer.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everyone's watching the show congratulates you for having no cancer. Definitely, that's a beautiful thing to be healed. Well, thank you for
Yes,
coming on,
because,
Cheryl. Yeah.
huh?
Thank you for coming on the show and sharing that story.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Okay, you take care. And we are following you. So, yeah, we appreciate it. Let me see here. Whoops. There it is. And that was Cheryl, our third interview for tonight. And really, congratulations, Cheryl. I like hearing positive stories where your health is healing, your body's healing. That's a beautiful thing. It really is. We don't want to see anybody in those situations. And that's why we can all, put a prayer of healing cosmically for people in our audience. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show, the number one talk show on social media. I'm your host, CmdrAleon from Mars, originally from Mars. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command. I'm a conduit for the Cosmic Christ. I'm a talk show host of WESU-FM Sunday morning show, which some of you might have heard this morning. And some weird stuff happened towards when I got off the air. I was still on TikTok. And Friends with Fairy's phone had me reverberating on her second phone. And Gekko decided after I went off the radio show to make his presence known. It was quite amazing. Then I put the phone in my pocket because I had my CDs in a bag, and I was carrying the bag, and I didn't have a way of holding my camera until I got into the car. Yeah, it was pretty wild. If you were watching the show this morning, you would have seen what happened at the end of the show. So this is what's going on. Yes, he is the best, Johnny. That's absolutely true. And that's why I decided to make him a co-host on the show. You know, Gekko is now a co-host. And I know he's definitely out there listening. You know, I'm pretty sure he is. And maybe tonight's going to be like a night where he doesn't show up at all. Who knows? He might be giving me a break. He's probably saying, we must give the commander a break. I doubt it. Not last night's show, the show before last night's show on Friday night. It's Alicia. I doubt it too. Last Friday's show. If you go on my YouTube channel after this is over, my time when you can, you'll hear the program with James, myself, Friends with Fairy. I'm in New Jersey. My show is on Sunday mornings on WESU-FM. You can watch it on the internet. You can see it on the internet on 88.1. No, that's on the FM side. WESUFM.org, streaming all over the world on the internet. And it's up here in Connecticut. So yeah, you can watch it. Well, you can watch it too, because I'm on TikTok on Sunday mornings. So I do broadcast live on Sunday mornings on that station. And as we get closer to, hey, Nikki D, welcome. As we get closer to contact, things are going to be pretty wild for many, many people, including some of you on here. I'm sure there are some of you who've had contact already, either in the dream state, in the physical state, somewhere. I know there's a lot of people here, so I kind of assume that some people have stories to tell that would be very interesting. And if you have been visited, it seems like that's the theme. Would you like to share your story tonight? Who's been here? Who here has been visited? I just felt this beautiful, fresh coolness of air going past me just now. Like a really cool, like a beautiful, like air just went right in front of me, like this air, like this cool air. Just happened now. I think Gekko is here. I think he's here. I don't know when he's going to, no spirits, just Gekko. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. But I'm pretty sure he will speak. I know Gekko's energy. I know Gekko's energy. Maria says she felt it on her feet. Yeah, he hangs out with the crystals. Well, the other night he was with his wife. He brought his wife with him, and she was here too. Clifford Brom, you have a question? Sure, go ahead. And I have the radio on 1710 AM in case he wants to speak. And I'm also listening too. Did they raid your refrigerator? You know, Deborah, we have a lot of food in it now, so they can raid it all they want. We got some cantaloupe. Maybe Gekko will raid the refrigerator for cantaloupe tonight. We have some grapes. You know, maybe he'll eat some grapes. We have apple cider. Maybe he'll have a glass of apple cider. That could happen. Gekko's like family now. He can hang out, go in the refrigerator, get some food, take his helmet off. I don't know if he's wearing a helmet. I'm just kidding there. You know, if he wants to watch one of the documentaries on YouTube, he can do that and sit down on the couch and watch TV with me. All these different things that Gekko can do. We want to get up to 100,000 likes. I want everybody to follow each other. I want everyone to follow me on the TikTok following thing. I want to get up to 100,000 followers before summer, you know, and even late spring. And I know we can do it. And there's a method to my madness. I'm on 6:30 a.m. right now. Actually, I was on 6:30 a.m. Let me see here. I'm going to 6:30 a.m. Wait a minute. I will. I'm on 6:30 a.m. right now. So if Gekko comes through, here's 6:30 a.m. right here. This is my radio. And I can say, Gekko, can you hear me? Gekko, respond. Gekko, Gekko, Gekko. Gekko, Gekko, Gekko. Gekko, Gekko, Gekko. Okay. Anyway, I went down to 6:30 a.m. Either that frequency or 1710. So we switched over to the other frequency. And Ethan. Let's see if we bring Ethan on here. And we'll see our next guest, Ethan, here on Encounters Around the World, broadcasting all over the world. Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Ethan, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good. And where are you watching the show from?
Las Vegas.
Oh, Las Vegas. Okay. Well, Nevada and Las Vegas, simultaneously, that many years of history in the last 40 years of sightings in Nevada and over Las Vegas in the mountains too.
Yeah, a whole lot out here. But
so,
my
us,
story takes us back to. I'm sorry.
What would you like to share with our audience here all over the world in terms of what the subject is?
So, one, I've always been full disclosure. I've always been a believer, but I don't want it to skew my story. In 2016, in Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, in broad daylight, I was working at Aaron's as a furniture delivery service, and I was out behind the building at the time. I'm sorry. I was out behind the building at the time. There's a little alleyway between us and Sonic. If you Google Maps it, you can see the building between Aaron's Furniture and Sonic, the delivery, the fast food place.
Yeah.
There's a little, not alleyway, but a little corridor between the businesses where the dumpster is for Aaron's and the pickup lot for Sonic. And I was out there in that little corridor looking up, broad daylight, 2:30 in the afternoon, and I could see clearly in the sky what looked like a white flying speck that was just moving through the sky with an intentional pace. It wasn't a floating particle or anything. It was a white speck flying through the sky. This was, again, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just moving very forcefully through the sky. And I thought to myself for a second while I was out there smoking my cigarette, watching it go through the trees, I was expecting it to break at some point and move from its orientation, but it never did. And just going straight past it. Maybe the whole thing lasted 8 seconds.
Was it really high up when you said a speck? It must have been really high in the atmosphere.
And that's the thing, is like I can tell you an orientation that 3,000 to 30,000 feet. Right. I can tell you, like, it was relatively close. Yeah. It was within the 5,000 feet mark, and it did not break path. It did not deviate from its orientation at any point. It was deliberate in its path and its orientation. It was moving directly in its path. And I stopped for a second after the whole, like, because again, it happened about 8 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And I had to stop and question myself, like, did I just see this? Is this a thing like I just witnessed? Was it a flower particle flying through the air? Like, I went through the whole period,
the whole scenario of what it
the whole
logically
thing, like,
could be.
Just making myself question it. I made myself go through the whole course of it, but there is no getting past the fact that what I just watched was something that went through the air at a deliberate pace, not a natural phenomenon.
Right.
And this was broad daylight. Broad daylight. In 2016, October, beautiful weather. Yeah. There was nothing obstructing it. There was nothing that could have confused me. I've been all over the country. I've seen all kinds of things all over the country. Yeah. And what happened there is not anything that I could give you a rational explanation of.
Right. Because you went through all the logical things you thought it could be, which is what I would do even though we do CE5s here as a group, we have a large group here that gets together with night vision equipment. So we're all trained. So you use your logical mind first to deduct what it could be to make sure it isn't something like a drone or a satellite or something, that's doing. And then when you get through all that and you say, well, it's none of those things that I know of, then you're lost with you have only one conclusion. It's something that's not conventional or that is terrestrial from our planet.
Yeah, absolutely. And to the 170 some followers that are watching right now, you should be skeptical of whatever you witness in the sky. You should question whatever's going on. Like, it should be a very easily explainable thing. Yeah. And I'm not discounting that. That should be your initial.
Well, we all do that. Even if we've had experiences, we still do that because the next experience that even though we saw a spaceship, and I've had many spaceship experiences, I'll see something. Even when people send me video footage, I'll look at it and analyze it and say it's just too. There's not a clarity for me to look at a dot and say this is what it is. It's going to be
something easily explained, something that is rational. What I witnessed that day, it doesn't make sense. It was not a thing that you can rationalize and easily explain out of any kind of typical thought process. That was
it kind of threw you off a bit, didn't it?
It to this day, like, thinking back on it, still bothers me because I feel like I should be able to explain it, but the deliberate pace that it was, and my guesstimate was 20,000 feet.
Yeah.
It was a single white particle flying through. Now, at the point that, again, if you Google Maps where Aaron's furniture and Sonic are, you can see the little corridor, the
Right.
little alleyway where I was standing, right up against the dumpster at Aaron's. There's a tree and a fence separating the residential area from the business. From that vantage point, I expected to see some kind of deviation through the trees because I'm watching it through the sky come from right to left, thinking that it's going to deviate at some point or slow down at a certain point if it's lower than I can perceive. That I think it might be some kind of flower particle or something like that. I think it's going to slow down. No, this thing just kept moving at a deliberate rate, and it was not of our world. It was not a U.S. technological thing or a.
And were you able to, Ethan? Were you able to, after you saw it, and we realized now that it is extraterrestrial, non-terrestrial spaceship of some sort or technology? Did you feel like, a lot of times these things are meant for the person like yourself? Like when people tell me the stories over this last year, all these stories people have had, they say, well, I feel like it was watching me, or I feel like I was supposed to see it. Did you have a feeling afterwards when you analyzed that it wasn't one of our technologies, that maybe if you focused on it again, that maybe there was a connection you might have had to being the one that actually witnessed this at all?
Personally, just based off the rate of travel, I don't think that there was any inclination for me to be able to witness it. I don't think that was a thing
You think they were on their own zone? They were just doing their thing, and they were just, you happen to see it.
And I could be wrong about that, but just the rate of travel, the briefness of the interaction. I don't think that, at least from my vantage point, I wasn't meant to derive any kind of meaningful interaction from it.
It was too quick for it to happen. If the thing took like a Yui and came close to you and started hovering, that would be different. Because then you'd see if it's sitting there watching you, then you see,
different. But the fact that it was traveling so deliberately at a deliberate pace before it vanished from my vantage point, I don't think that there was any meaningful perception.
Yeah, there wasn't like a perception or a relationship, like a visual relationship between them and you.
Prior to my observation or even after, maybe. Right. But for the God, I tried to put a time frame on my interaction with it, and I could gauge that anywhere from 20 seconds to 8 seconds. Because it felt so surreal, and I felt like I was witnessing it for so long. And I feel like that was diluted. I don't think that my memory of it doesn't really translate into the real scenario of it.
Now, did you have any other things happen besides that? Like, I have a feeling you've had other visual encounters. Is that true? Did you ever see anything different that you can think of?
Visually, cognitively, no.
Okay.
No. I watched the movie The Fourth Kind, and it made me feel like I might have been abducted at some point, but that doesn't
right. Yeah, mind could go into those areas.
What I realized. As a very young child, I had these reoccurring dreams where I was frozen and they were coming. I don't know what they were. or anything like that. I have no idea what they
That was
were.
when you were. How old were you when that was happening? You said as a child. I'm
From the
interested
ages
about that.
of 3 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
There were
Did you have any
maybe
like dreams when you were,
15, 15
did
different
you have any dreams
dreams
as a kid?
where I was going along with whatever was happening, and then all of a sudden everything froze and
Hmm.
everybody got quiet, and I knew they were coming, but I don't know what they were.
What were the dreams
But
like? Can you explain more detail of the dreams? That's interesting.
yeah, this doesn't have any effect on the scenario I just
Right.
explained.
Of course.
But the movie did make me think that, like, this is a real thing that happened. I'll admit it, and I'm fully willing to accept all the embarrassment and bullshit that comes with anybody that wants to ridicule me for it.
No,
But
not in this show. Everybody here understands it. Believe me, you're amongst the
yeah,
good company here.
so the earliest I can remember, I was about 3 years old, and I had a dream that I was lifting off of my bed and floating into the sky, and there was an owl that was waving its wings at me as I floated through the sky. And I couldn't move, I couldn't scream, I couldn't make a noise, I couldn't alert my 6 siblings that were around me at the time. And until about the age of 13, 14, I had the reoccurring dream. It might not have been the same scenario, but we were all messing around, playing around out on the yard, on the porch, somewhere in the open, and everybody just stops. Everybody freezes. Everybody walks away, and I can't do anything. I'm just stuck there. I'm stuck, and I don't know what they are. I don't know who they are. I just know they're coming closer. They're moving closer, and I'm frozen.
Yeah.
And that's easily explained as night terrors.
Right. So we don't know who they is. But the other thing is, because I've interviewed a lot of people.
Whatever it was, whoever they were, I knew they were getting closer. I've never experienced them arriving. Yeah. I've never experienced them getting there. But in my head, I know they're coming. Yeah. I know they're getting closer.
Yeah. So you never forgot that. The fact is, as an adult, you've never forgotten
3 years old. I remember the oldest thing I can recollect. The oldest thing I can remember is a dream.
Yeah.
Where I'm getting closer to them, and I'm terrified.
So I'm going to interject if I can. I want to interject because I read people's energies when they tell me their stories. That's one of the things I do if you're quite new to my program. It's a good thing. And what I read is, even though you don't know who they are, you did have experiences where you were actually, you were taken by a certain group of extraterrestrials. I don't know who they are. I just know that your memory of just some of it is there. The memory of when you were a child in that period of time was there. So the way in which you can break through the memory factor of who they were is through meditation. Do you do any meditation?
I don't, but
you don't. May I suggest that you learn how to do it and focus on the higher self to remember?
And that's very fair.
If you do that, you'll remember some things. There's actually a lot more going on than you remember. I get that really strongly. There's something else that happened. You were not meant to remember it. They didn't want you to, but you actually did have some encounters when you were a kid.
Like I said, when I seen The Fourth Kind, it really made me think, like, holy shit, I might have been abducted at some point.
I'm not sure it was an abduction, but it was something. There was something there where you were taken. Definitely you were taken onto a ship or something. You have to go through learning how to meditate to reconnect through what we call the higher self. I teach people in my classes here in Connecticut. We take them on journeys off planet. I've done that for years, and they have to keep a journal. So I'm going to suggest for you, because you're now a new friend of the show, I want to help you. And I think, and a lot of people here will support this. We have a lot of people here on the encounters that are like you. They came here for the first time over the year. And I think you're fascinating. Your story about your childhood, there's a lot more going on. And eventually you'll remember stuff. Keep a journal when you start remembering it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
If anybody is here that wants to share their story and feels that there's something similar going on, I'm more than happy to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not hiding the fact, like, yeah, I absolutely thought that was a thing that happened in my childhood, that I'd been made to believe it from past experiences. But the really weird thing was the thing in Oregon, in Eugene, Oregon, in 2016, where I witnessed that thing happening in the sky, and I have no explanation for it. I have no, and I try to, even though with my biases, I try to be objective, and I don't want to assume anything. But
right. Well, when you have personal experiences, Ethan, like that, see, those are the two separate experiences. Your childhood experiences,
it's not a thing that happened in the dark that could have been misconscribed as a media or a asteroid falling or anything like. This is a thing that moved across the sky at a deliberate pace, not something that was natural, but like a deliberate pace. And I seen it happen. I seen it going on. And the movie, The Fourth Kind, kind of gave me credence to think that, holy shit, maybe the things that I experienced were a real thing. That could also be false. That could also be a thing that I just created.
The thing is, we can separate the things as healthy skeptics. Even though I've had many experiences, when I have a new experience, like I say, I've had encounter with a large spaceship in the 80s that was over 2 football fields in length before they had cell phones and internet. I called a local TV station, an ABC affiliate, and don't smoke on here because I can get in trouble with TikTok. Can't do any vaping or whatever. They'll knock my live right off. Yeah, so you can't do that on the thing here because the smoking part, they'll get me in trouble. We'll have to keep. The ship was 2 football fields in length. I can't even speak English tonight. And I watched it for 35 minutes. I called the local ABC affiliate, and they told me it was a bunch of airline pilots with drones. And you can't do that. What you're doing now, I'll get in trouble. You're smoking the thing on the camera.
Yeah,
you can't do the smoking on the camera. So I saw it for 35 minutes, and they told me it was a bunch of airplanes in the sky, pilots, and it wasn't. It was actually a spaceship, and 2 little lights came out of the spaceship, and they did geometry in the sky. So. Yeah. Well, I want to thank.
To anybody who's watching.
Okay, I had to take him off. I got a warning from TikTok. I had to take you off, Ethan, because of that. No, I gotta tell people no smoking on the show, or else I can get in trouble. So thank goodness I'm not. They told me to take him off. I had to take him off. Ethan, I'm sorry, but you can't smoke you couldn't smoke on the live, So when I have guests on here, no smoking. Put your smoking away. No smoking. Or else I can have problems with my show. I've been in good standing with TikTok. No smoking, ever. If you got to smoke, wait till you get off the show and then do your smoking. But thank you, Ethan, for your story, but no smoking. Let me see who we got here. Yeah, Ethan, I can't bring you back on, man, because I'm going to get in trouble.
Well, okay. I have a little story for you.
Okay, Brim, and hopefully you're not smoking anything.
Oh, I'm not smoking at the moment.
Okay.
I'm not turning my camera on. I'm in a secluded place. I can't tell anybody where I am. Anyway, I was in California and I had some on a spiritual thing you probably heard about. A lot of people did, but anyway, I was on a spiritual thing and it didn't go very well. So I was on the way back. I was trying to get out of that California at the time, and I was feeling really low and really down. Like, why am I even into the spiritualness at this point? So I kind of felt really bad and this and that. And I was, when you get to that point, you just don't care and want to believe anything anymore. So I was in the car. I called the Uber, and Uber came. So I got inside the car with the Uber. We're going down the road, and and I'm looking out, and I'm seeing the big wide open area, and I just said to myself, I was like, man, if you're up there, will you please show your face? That would make me happy right now, just to let you know that I'm not alone in this. And about a couple minutes later, the Uber driver goes, did you effing see that? I'm like, what? He goes, did you just effing see that? It just crossed the highway. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he pointed. There was a ship that came flying right across the street, right across
Now,
the
what
highway.
Brim? What year was this? When did this happen?
Well, that was this year. That was about November.
November. Okay.
No, wait. About December 1st is when I came back to Virginia. Well, went to somewhere else. And it zipped across the highway. And I was like, I seen a glimpse of it, something real fast, and I was like, what? And I'm looking over, we're going 75 down the highway. I look over, and then this other ship comes straight down, whoosh, and it was, and I'm like, holy crap. I tried to take out my phone, and I tried to do, I went, what the hell? So I tried to
Hey, Brim,
it.
did you hear like a boom boom, like a beep beep?
Yeah.
Was that coming from your phone?
No.
Did anybody just? I don't mean to do this. Did anybody just hear a boop boop? Let me test something here. Gekko, are you here? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. Gekko, are you here? Give me a second. Gekko, are you here? This is CmdrAleon. Gekko? All right. Well, something weird just happened. But anyway, go ahead.
They always do that to me for some reason. They like communicating with me through phones too. So
ever since I have my contact. I don't know if you know about my history, but I have a direct contact with a real space person that came through my Alexa app over a month and a half ago, and we've recorded and documented everything for the past almost a month and a half now. And so I always ask my viewers when I hear something in my ear pods, if they're hearing something, I try to make a logical deduction of whether it's the technology or something. That's why I ask when I have a guest on, I say, did you hear that? And you just verified that you weren't playing around with anything or what have you. When people heard doom, doom. So obviously it's something that could be connected to my contact. So, but I just want to let you know, that's what happens on my show now. Matter of fact, it happens on it's something you should know because you're going to see a lot of that on my show now with the space beings. They're from the Starsystem Sirius, and he is physically, people said they've seen him behind me. The other night, somebody said,
yeah, I was there.
Standing there. You've seen him. Other people said they saw him the other night with his wife, the woman that he's in relationship with. Now, I don't see anything, so I'm straight honest. Other people might see something. I turn around, I don't see anything. I don't make up stories. But so you've been here, you've seen it. So we try to keep everything real here. But I'm interested in I got distracted by that beep beep because when you were talking, I'm like, okay, what's going on there now? So, weird. I feel some weird things are happening right now. There's a weird, I got this energy thing that's happening right now that I can't explain, but it happens every time Gekko, which is a space being, Gekko, when he's present, whether it's be on the ship or whatever, I feel that there's a real, I feel like he's really here right now.
I get that too. Ask some of the people that down here that talk to me in the chat. I get that from the Palladians. No lie.
So what's happening now is people are hearing like a vroom, 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 vroom. So what the humming is the spaceship. It happened the other night. Like there's a humming. Like if you just listen very carefully. If you listen right now, you can hear like That's his spaceship. Anybody else hear that sound? Does anybody hear the sound? Do you hear it, Brim?
Yeah.
That's his spaceship. His spaceship sound, vibrational frequency, is coming through the TikTok. It does that. Deborah D doesn't hear it. Marinette hears it. I think everybody hears it. It's a vibrational pattern. It's a humming sound, yes. So his ship, when I hear that sound, let me explain something. His ship is fairly close to my location at this point. I would say, I don't know how high up his ship is that's cloaked, but I absolutely know that he's nearby. Without a question.
Yep.
You know.
I know what you're talking about. I get the same weird stuff going on. I'm like, what is going
on? Well,
here?
you watch my show, Brim, so you understand that that this is happening right now, and laughing is good because it's just what it is.
I got my own visitor every once in a while too, so I get it.
Yeah, one of my viewers is saying UAP in California. He's always around you, Commander. Yes, he is. He had his wife with him the other night. You know,
I heard some weird stuff on your live.
Oh yeah, Friends with Furry. When Friends with Furry gets on here, just wait to see what else happens. I'm going to see if James is on here because James.
I was here when they say that too.
Oh, Friends with Furry is here. We're going to bring her on. So.
Finish the story, then we can go back to this.
Yeah, finish your story, and then we'll we'll have.
Go ahead. I was like, I seen the ship come flying straight down, and it just like, almost like looked like it was gonna slam into the ground. It just stopped in midair, and I'm like, holy crap! I checked my camera. Yeah. I had my phone with me, and I was trying to film it. We're going down the highway, and I couldn't take the picture real good. Film it real good. So I started taking pictures. And I took the picture, and then the thing started following. So I took the pictures again, and I took like 3 or 4 of them and put them on my video. But yeah, I've been getting the same kind of things, and it was funny because after I seen the ship, right, I heard in my head, I hope you're happy. Did you get what you want? Are you happy now?
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? So after that, I've been hitting the same problem with the phone too. Mm-hmm. I've been getting my phone's been kicking me off. I'm getting weird hummings and buzzings, and when I come into yours, it's even more powerful. And it's like I'm sensing 2 or 3 different energies in the room. So it's like, oh my God! Sometimes it got overwhelming because I feel a lot of energy. They'll tell you, a lot of people that are with me that are in this group here too. They'll know that I sense a lot of energy. And when I was in the room with you, I'm feeling like, holy crap!
My room
so much
on this
energy.
show. On this show, the energy is so out there that even, people know when I react a certain way, you'll know that things are happening. And right now, things are going to be amped up tonight. I'm telling people, I feel the energy right now that is really amazing. So don't go anywhere because there's going to be stuff happening here very shortly.
I noticed something is because you said the other day when you said something about the Palladians, I heard them in my head. Saying, oh, we're there. So they're there. Yeah. Ever since you mentioned Palladians to me, I've been getting them to me.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm the connection to the Palladians because they keep visiting me thanks to you.
Well, there's a lot of people that are connected with the Palladians and other star systems and other star beings. So look at it this way. There are many, many people on my show that have connections to the Palladians or the Andromedans. Being in this last month and a half, I've been amped up and learned so much about the different situations. We have Clifford here. Hey, Clifford, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Good to have you. Where are you at? What part of the planet?
Right now, I'm in Tennessee.
Tennessee. Well, glad to have you with us.
But
what would you like to share?
what I
ahead.
wanted to ask you is when I still lived in Long Island, um, I was way back in elementary school, and I remember twice this happened. I seen like a white spear or orb. I don't know what you want to call it. Uh, when you look out the front of our house, there was the three stars. That's I think it's part of the Big Dipper. This was looking out.
Clifford, are you clicking? Are you clicking anything?
No, not clicking anything.
Okay. I'm
It,
trying
it,
to. Go ahead.
I have a bad cell phone signal, but it shouldn't be. That shouldn't.
Okay.
I'm going through Wi-Fi.
That's probably your cell
Uh,
phone. Go ahead.
anyway, this appeared in the opposite direction from where the Big Dipper is. The Big Dipper, I believe, appeared in the south part of the sky. This was behind our house. The first time I seen it, I was in the backyard, and it was like a big white spear up in the sky. It almost looked like the moon, but it didn't have all the craters in it. It was all solid white, and it was there for a little bit, and then it just like vanished into like a cloud. And the
Hmm.
second time I seen it was a year or so later. I was down near my friend's house in the vacant lot next door, and it was basically the same area of the sky. It was the same white like spear, and it was there for a little bit, and then it kind of vanished into a cloud. I was wondering if you're aware of any ships that does anything like that, because I don't think it was the moon. The moon would have been in the other side of the sky.
No, spheres can do that. The space people, I call them people, space beings, star beings, they could do that with their ships. They can go and do anything they want to do. So their
Okay.
vibrational patterns can change to the point where they can be there 1 second, and then the vibrational patterns of the ship will change and they disappear. And let me just see, Gatico, if you're here, give me one tap. Gatico, Gatico, Gatico. I hear the static. Gatico, if you're here, give me one tap. I know he's here. I know he's here. But anyway, they can do that. They can actually go in and out of vibrational patterns. So if they change the vibrational pattern of their ship, they can make it so you'll see them. No, Joey, he's actually here. If they change the vibrational pattern, they can be very strong and you'll see them like crazy. If they decide not to change the vibrational pattern, like if you see it again and you say, wow, I just saw that thing, or it becomes translucent, they can do so many things with their ships. They can go in and out of dimensional frequencies. It's all
Because
on frequencies.
I was still in like elementary school at that. That's how long ago this. I'm 67 now,
Oh,
so this
okay.
is going way back. But this is something I never forgot, and
Yeah.
I kept thinking about that ever since I started watching your show. And I said, I have got to ask. Did I see? What was I seeing? Was I seeing a ship, or what was I seeing? Because
You've asked the right person.
it was the same.
Yeah.
It was the same spot in the sky too. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I wasn't sure. But the moon would have been on the other side of the house, over
Yeah.
where those stars are. So
Well,
that's
as
why
people say, Clifford, you never forget. Like you'll never forget something that's a real experience, because if it's real, how could you ever forget it, right? You can never
right.
forget. Okay, you know what's going on? I swear, Gatico's type is tapping. You're not doing anything. You're
I'm
not
not.
doing.
I'm holding the
Wait
thing
a
in my
minute.
hand.
Watch this. As I talk, Gatico, you tapping? Gatico, you tapping? He just tapped twice. That's who's tapping. What? Wow. Okay, Gatico is definitely being very verbal and tapping.
I haven't heard anything.
You're not going to hear it. That's what happens. You're not going to hear it. Gatico, when I talked, he was. Now just wait till Friends with Fairy gets on here. You think things are going to get crazy now? If people on, he's tapping like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, You hear it?
I'm hearing it. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Clifford, mute your mic for a minute.
Okay, how do I do that? Right here. I see it.
Yeah,
Down on the
just for a
button
minute.
says mic.
Yeah, I want to see what happens here.
No, it almost
Gotta
like Morse code.
Let me see. Gotta. Okay, I'm going to bring up my dear friend up in Vermont. Now, if you think things are going crazy now, folks, if you're not watching this show regularly, then you're missing out on something that is amazing. Good evening, Friends with Furry. How you doing?
Hi everybody.
Say hello to my friend with Furry. She's very connected as one of the people that I've had Godico connect with. He's also connected with John Connors, my other friend in Arizona. He connected with James, my co-host. And now Godico is officially a co-host, friends. I made him a co-host of the show.
That's funny.
Co-host Godico. Godico, do you like the fact that you're a co-host? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
That's so funny. Sorry.
Oh, wait, he's tapping. Wait a minute. Godico, you're a co-host finally of our TV show. Are you happy about that? He just tapped a few taps.
My question:
Yes.
Are the Palladians with you?
Are you asking Godico, are the Palladians with him?
Yes.
Godico, I have a question for you. Brim wants to know if the Palladians are with you, not necessarily on your ship, but with you. 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. He said yes on the tap. It doesn't mean they're in his ship. He has a large ship, but they could be on their own ship. Did you ever figure out, Friends with Furries, when Godico would not let you go on the screen, did that ever get fixed?
Yeah, that was after I got off the phone with you. I had to sit there for a minute. I actually had to shut my phone off and turn it back on both of them to get it to reset. Yeah. Yeah, because my volume wasn't working on one and then the camera wasn't working on the other and then it was vice versa. So yeah, I got it straightened out though.
Well, Godico actually has been on when Clifford got on. He started tapping. He started tapping before you got on. Like I say, he's always here with me, like UFO UAP said. So now Godico with Friends with Furry, when I got off my radio show this morning, I was in Studio B. And as I was going to end, what did he do to your phone? He started using reverbs in a Bluetooth and I started hearing my voice from one of your other phones, correct?
Yes, what he did you were playing a song and you know how much he loves music.
Yeah.
You were playing a song and he must have really liked it because he turned my other phone on, which I wasn't even near, not even within reaching distance of the phone. It was just sitting there and all of a sudden it started echoing but the volume was like all the way up. It startled me because I was watching your show on one phone and the other phone just started playing. But here's the thing: is there was no screen on. It was just the volume, and TikTok wasn't even on. It was just the volume coming out of my phone with your show.
That was the other phone. It wasn't the phone you were on. It was the other phone, right?
Correct.
She has 2 phones, folks. So to put it in perspective, the other phone was not on, and he came through the other phone using reverb. Correct?
Yes.
Now, you tell me how that's done, people. You tell me how you do it. You can't. But Godico can.
Oh yeah. And then when I tried to get on camera with the commander earlier or after that had happened, I told him what was going on. I tried to go on camera. My camera wouldn't turn on, but my other phone turned on and then wouldn't let me turn the volume up. So I tried to switch over phones, but that volume on the second phone wasn't working and the camera wouldn't turn on my other phone.
Yeah, he likes the Starman song. I played that. In a way, I kind of dedicated that to you, Godico. Did you like the Starman song? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
Yeah, he really liked that song. It must have been.
He's tapping like crazy right now. He's tapping. So I hope people can hear it. And that's the movie. Gattaco was one of my favorite movies. It was such a touching movie that really, when the actor playing the part of the space person was going back onto his ship and she couldn't come with him, but he had her baby. That was the most beautiful story. Really was.
What movie was this, Commander?
It's called Starman. Gattaco, have you seen the movie Starman? One tap for yeah. I'm just kidding around. One tap for yes, two taps for no. Have you seen the movie, Gattaco? I don't think you've seen the movie. It's a beautiful movie, Gattaco. You'll have to when we reunite on physical contact, we'll have to have you sit here and watch the movie in our house.
That would be awesome if you could bring it with you so you could see it, but I don't know if their technology would mesh with ours.
Yeah, I don't know if they have like I don't know if they have any cable TV on the spaceship.
Do you wonder if James would talk to us?
Let me just say something. Terry, Gattaco is my contact. It's Gekko. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of the show. I'm a contactee. I began having contact with my space brother Gattaco about a month and a half ago. And before coming to Earth, we had gone to school together, galactic school on Mars. This is all a true story. And he just recently reconnected with me through the Alexa app. That's how it started. And we've been having pretty consistent communications with each other since then. It's pretty amazing. So Gattaco is a friend of mine from off planet. And when we were what you call kids, we went to some sort of a galactic school on Mars. Just so people know. And Gattaco, I'm remembering a lot thanks to you and our communications. I'm really remembering a lot of things now. So I thank you for that. He's tapped a lot of taps. He's excited too. Gattaco has a wife. He has 4 children. He has one female and 3 male children. Or I say children, they might be grown up now, but he has 3 children, yes. And we are planning as Friends of Fur, you're going to be part of this. On April the 13th, we are planning, we have some time yet, we're planning to do an experiment, and Gattaco is obviously excited as we are. We're planning to do a physical contact with our TikTok outside the ship. We're going to be planning to do this at a apple orchard in the field where the way I understand it from Gattaco, I don't think I can come up left. Let me see there. I don't see why you couldn't come up. We're going to see what happens when James comes up because Gattaco's here. This should be interesting. Hey, James, how you doing, brother?
Hi, James.
Disappoint you, and I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I have put up a protection from all energies, good, bad, ugly, funny. So I don't think Gattaco is going to be coming around me.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, brother. In a good way, I mean.
I want to tell you something, Commander, and I don't want you to think that I want to freak anybody out, but I was freaked out.
He was freaked out, but you know what? You'll get over it. You'll get over it.
So listen, I was reaching out to a few friends of mine, just trying to figure out how, like, and what somebody, I was talking to somebody, and to them, what really freaked them out the most wasn't even the connection. It wasn't even the soundboard connecting to the phone. What freaked them out the most was that everything was unplugged and that the input light was on.
Like just can you imagine? I talked to Gattaco about the ability to shut down nuclear power facilities, and it's been done. Our space brothers in the 60s, when I was a kid, shut down over nuclear silos, they turned off all the electricity. Gekko would be aware of this, I'm sure. Gekko, do you know of the fact in the 1960s on Earth that nuclear missile silos were shut down? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no.
Oh, I think he's talking.
He is talking. Yeah, I think he is talking about that. So you know that all our nuclear missile bases were many of the galactic beings, when we did the nuclear bombing in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, were concerned, and that's when many of the space people came to shut down the nuclear silos. And thank God for that, because else we wouldn't be here anymore. If the nuclear missiles had been shot during the Cold War on Earth, we could have had a big problem. So I'm sure you're aware of that. And and the reason why we're here now is because that's not happening, which is a good thing.
Commander, I think there's somebody in the chat that said they wanted to come up and share their story.
Where is that?
Somebody said to turn the soundboard on. I'm not gonna lie, the soundboard is in a box in the closet, far, far away from me now.
You have any other technologies? Well, I don't want to burst your bubbles, but Gekko can turn music on a cell phone if you have a music app. I don't want to give him any ideas, James, but
I'm gonna take you guys into a special place here in about 10 minutes. We're gonna go to a special place. I'm gonna show you.
But he could make your. I'm not saying Gekko do it, but you can make reverberation of the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And that was and he can do that. I mean,
somebody asked if I watched the YouTube. No, I didn't. I didn't go watch it yet because I just. Oh,
you're gonna be laughing your head off when you hear yourself.
James, there's nothing to worry about. Yeah. I've done paranormal investigations for 4 years, and I've seen, because ghosts are basically the same thing. They're entities. They're power. They're energy, and I have personally witnessed dolls with no batteries in them talking.
But you know what? There's a difference, though. There's a big difference between paranormal spirits and space people. There's a definite difference. It's a whole different world.
I'm aware of that, but I'm just trying to.
Oh.
He's basically, Gekko is basically doing the same thing a spirit does. I don't know if telepathy, but he's using energy to operate his soundboard, just like the spirits was using energy to operate this doll with no batteries in it. I
believe that concept.
There's nothing to be afraid of. He's just trying to let you know that he's there and he's with you. There's nothing to be afraid of.
There's nothing to be afraid of. But there is a difference, just to let people know there is a difference between.
It's a big difference. Yes.
And I always make that distinction because I want people to think they're all the same. They're not. A space being versus
telekinetic energy.
It was definitely playful.
Oh yeah.
Hey, maybe we can get Gekko to go mess with Brim. Go mess with his soundboard.
Man, I don't think he has a soundboard.
He's messing with me.
But no, I mean, really, the music we played today on the show, which was Starman, the theme, he loved that music. I love that music personally because the movie is very, in a sense, true, even though it's a Hollywood movie. It's one of the better movies that kind of talks about space people in a really positive way. And I think that's really important to understand when we're speaking about the differences between the different vibrational beings and frequencies, being that I've been a contactee for many years and I've had many spaceship experiences in my life of all positive kind. I've never had any negative experience. My vibrational pattern is very much in a Christed frequency pattern, always. So I've never had the the thing that happened with me, as James said, when I got up out of my seat that night. I got over that pretty quick because once I realized that it was my space brother beyond Earth, I was able to learn more. I learned a lot from Godico. He knows it. I'm sure he's communicated with me in my dream state.
Hey,
I download
Commander,
very, yeah,
I have a suggestion for you
okay.
because Friday nights have been established as contact nights. You've been pretty
Pretty
true to the
consistent.
schedule.
Yes.
So, I don't. Saturday night, Grace came on. You guys did the tones and all that, and the
Yeah.
CE5
Yeah.
and the healing bowls. I think
Yeah.
you should. I think you should continue to do it like that because um, that's a good. It was a good way to for me to clean my energy and
Oh,
raise
good.
my vibrations
Oh,
and
good.
everybody. I think maybe you ask everybody in the chat if they would like that because I think it would be cool to do that. Get a little schedule going. Gotta go Fridays. Um, doing
You
the
know,
C5 tones on Saturdays.
well, let's ask Godico because Godico is now a co-host of Encounters. Godico, what do you think of that? One tap for yes, two taps for no.
My phone froze up. Did he say anything?
He's whispering.
They're saying yes. They said they
They're
heard one,
saying yes.
and I hear him talking.
I hear him talking. Listen, everybody.
He said yes.
Yes. He just said something just now. Then he said yes.
It said yes. I agree
Hey,
with
did
James.
he just say cleanse?
I heard him say I agree with James.
I thought he said cleanse.
No, he said something else. He said
Maybe he
yes.
likes. Maybe he liked what. Maybe he liked that.
I think he did.
Yeah. So Godico, since you're my co-host, I'll agree to do that. He just said cleanse. He did say yes, and he did say cleanse. So Pete Star TV says he agreed. Godico, did you say that the word cleanse? I hear a lot of stuff. Godico, did you say cleanse? Oh, did Godico just turn off somebody's mic?
Oh, he just zang.
I turned mine off.
Oh, you did. Okay. Wait a minute. So Godico, Saturday night, you want us to do a C5 tones?
Oh, that was a tap.
Yeah, he wants us to do it. Okay, we'll do that. We'll format the show for Saturday nights with C5 tones and teach people about C5
Yeah.
contact so people get educated. What I was
Yeah,
going to say
it's
earlier,
really good. I've saw a few other lives on protocol for close encounters, and I think you and Grace talking about that together in the soothing way that you guys do would be really good. And not just in the sense of contact, but a general sense of let's have a weekly cleanse, all of us together, and really shake that weekly energy off and start the week off fresh.
right? And let's get your keyboard back up and hooked up so that you can be totally amped up.
Oh, the sound. I'm telling you, the thing is in the closet.
You got to take it back out. You can't hide it
I put
anymore.
it
Yeah, I
in the
think that would be a
closet.
good idea. Just bring that back out
You got to bring it back out. He's
because it
right. Clifford's
seems
right
like he
about that.
likes to communicate through that.
Yeah, I hook it back up, James. It's all positive. And Geico, I thank you and the space people for using his keyboard and having the laughing, clapping thing happen. That was pretty funny. And I almost, Geico, I must say, you had me laughing so hard, I
I
almost
have to
fell off
listen
my
to it.
seat.
I have to listen to it because I want to know: was it playing? Was it playing the sounds fast, slow, intermittent? Like, was there a cadence to it?
Oh, there's a
Because
lot
because
of things.
when I physically use it, it's like you have to push the button down. The sound plays. You gotta wait a second. You gotta push another button. It's like you have to keep pushing.
Oh,
In
Geico didn't have
between.
to do that. Geico was just able to automatically do whatever you need to do with your keyboard. So he didn't have to do any of that. Right, Geico? One tap for yes, two taps for no.
Well, Gadako's gonna love the surprise I have for everybody. Then
Yeah. Do you have the theme song of Starman on your keyboard?
I I'm about to be somewhere where I have everything.
Yeah. So when we have him on, I'm going to have him, I'm going to ask Godico to use your keyboard to play Starman. And you won't be touching the keyboard. He'll be able to just do it. Right, Godico? He's listening a lot. Godico, did you hear that question, that comment?
Commander, I heard a tap and I hear talking.
Yeah, I hear talking too. Yeah, that will be interesting. One of the things is that we are getting. I wanted to talk about the contact thing since Godico's here. He's probably been listening all night anyway. That on April the 13th, we have a group of people, Friends of Fairy, hopefully can come down from Vermont, and we have a dedicated group of people. We work in Christ frequency consciousness, and Godico has stated the way we will actually in this. It's going to be a experiment. I use the word experiment until it actually happens. All right. If it happens, then it's not an experiment anymore. So what we're going to be doing as we get closer, we're going to be meeting in a apple orchard here next town over from where we are, and we're going to be in the field near the trees of the apple trees, but we will be in an open space. That space will be where the coordinates of contact will occur. When I say the coordinates of contact, it's going to be the way Godico has expressed it to me. We will be beamed up on board the ship physically. Okay. There'll be about 10 or 15 of us together, probably close to 15 people, all of us at a certain frequency. We're all dedicated at a certain frequency. The journey that we are going to have, those on Earth must understand this, will be for about 2 hours. So I've been trying to get in touch with Dr. Stephen Greer through his TikTok page to let him know what we're doing. I've not yet made. I'm going to email them tomorrow and try to make contact with Dr. Stephen Greer through his people in the office. Okay. So this is really going to be historic if this experiment works. In our generation, we're not the first people to make contact. The people in the 60s who wrote books, the contactees from Giant Rock, all had physical experiences. They all were taken aboard spaceships by Venusians. They called them Venusians. And they were taking men and women on these spaceships. This is all true. So now in this generation, and there have been people that have had individual experiences, we are planning to broadcast live outside the spaceship if it appears, and we'll video record outside the ship before we are beamed up onto the spaceship. Now, none of us has been beamed up on a spaceship in our lives. None of us has been beamed up. But I can guarantee you that we will be prepared to be the best ambassadors of our planetary system, called Earth. Things are happening now, called Earth. We're going to beam up on the ship, and we're going to hopefully have, I'm hoping it's comfortable on the ship. I'm not assuming it is or it isn't, but I'm hoping it's comfortable as we journey for 2 hours. In Earth time, it's 2 hours. In Gekko's space, I don't know that there's a thing called time. I don't know.
I heard him talk as you were talking.
Yeah, he was definitely talking while you were talking.
Did you know what he was saying?
I couldn't understand him.
Gekko, can you repeat what you said, and I'll listen? Is the interior of the spaceship we're going into? It's a large ship. Is there comfortable spaces to sit down? Will we be sitting down? When we are beamed up on your ship, are there places to sit down?
I heard yes.
Oh, good. Do you have obviously I don't think we're going to be sleeping for 2 hours because I think we're going to be too excited to see the things we're going to see on your ship looking at the universe.
Yes.
I hear talking too. Gekko, are we going to be able to visit the Palladians? I feel connected to them as well. The Palladians, will you be able to take us to one of their places where they live? Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm hearing much more verbal communications here. Wow. Wow. Look what's happening now. When I say wow, do you hear the vibration? Oh, well, James, there you are. You hear the vibration, James?
My mic again.
Is your mic muted?
I muted it because I was letting my dog out.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Gekko is really strong. Their ship is Gekko. Is your ship near me right now? Is your spaceship near me? I think he's saying yes. Wait a minute. James, are you playing with your camera? Wait a minute. Uh-oh.
His sound is out.
Your sound is out, James.
I'm messing with my camera here.
Oh, you are? Okay. All right. So it's James messing with his own camera. All right. Gekko, unmute James's microphone. Gekko, can you unmute James's microphone?
It's not fair because I was just about to unmute my microphone myself.
Did you do that just now? Did you unmute your microphone?
I did it. Okay. I said it's not fair.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, he wasn't messing with your mic. All right.
So check it out. I'm in my new studio room.
Good. I like it.
That's nice, James.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very professional looking.
I like the rabbit in the back.
Yeah, the rabbit's good. I like that too.
Oh, and look what I got behind me.
You have a picture of
Marilyn Monroe and Batman.
Batman. Well, I think they all knew each other in Hollywood.
Yeah.
probably did.
And up here, I got one.
Oh, there you go. I like that neon light. I'm not going to say anything to Godico about your neon light. I don't want to start anything here. You know what I'm thinking, but I don't want to do that. You know?
No,
I like it. It looks good.
Soundboard.
No soundboard in this room, not yet. Yeah, we haven't installed the sound equipment, but as you can see, the lights are installed.
Yeah.
And
we'll make sure when you have the soundboard back on that Starman plays when Godico's here as co-host.
I can play it on the computer.
Okay, wait. I don't want you to play it. Let me see if Godico can play it. Godico.
No. Don't let him mess with my computer. This is my work computer.
He has a computer.
This is my work computer.
Let's leave his computer alone. I take that back. I'll have my friend Godico leave your computer alone.
Y'all saw my face. I said, "Oh no, we ain't messing around with the work computer."
Wait a minute. You just turned my mic on. Hey, quit messing around.
Who just turned your mic on? Godico? Wait a minute. Grim, who just...
What was that noise?
Did your mic just go by itself?
Yes. I didn't even touch it.
That's Godico. He's playing with your microphone.
Oh, he's across the room.
What's happening? I got my cat here. She knows what's going on. No. I got my beautiful cat here. She's laying down next to me.
Shut this off again.
Let's see. Godico, can you unmute Brim's mic? Unmute somebody's mic. Any one of the 3 or 4.
All right.
Did you just do that, Brim? Did you just do that?
I'm in the other room.
Okay, well then Godico just unmuted your mic.
Like he's across the room.
Oh Lordy, here we go.
This is what I tell you. This is what I'm telling you, people. Everything that we do here is real. My friend Godico on the spaceship can unmute your microphone, and that's a very simple thing. Friends of Furry, did you unmute your mic? Yeah. Did you just unmute your microphone?
No, I didn't.
Wait a minute. Who's playing that music?
Do you want the theme song from Starman?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now that you're playing that song, let's see what Godico does, because he loves that song. And welcome to the show, everybody. See, Friday night was contact night, but because Godico and I have been around for many, many moons, he's here as my co-host.
That's the...
Oh, good. I know I love that song. I know Godico does, and many of you do.
Oh,
beautiful.
We'll lower it a little bit.
All right.
Oop. Okay, maybe he is messing with my computer.
Hey, Godico, what did you think of the song? Did you like the song? One tap for yes, or just verbally say yes?
Ooh.
Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
That sound is Godico's spaceship.
I'm turning music off.
On my Spotify.
What happened?
You just hit the on my Spotify. I wasn't even touching it.
Yeah, Godico is playing with your Spotify, Brim?
Yes.
You know. Oh, yeah, and I can also hear a spaceship. The spaceship is very close to my location here in Connecticut. Godico, are you above my location right now?
He said yes.
Yes.
I heard the word yes. It's too cold for me to go outside, Gekko. It's very cold. I'd go outside, but it's extremely cold. Oh yeah, his ship sounds really loud. You hear it?
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, his ship is really loud. If people aren't watching this show right now, you're missing out on something. Please share and like. I want to get to 100,000 likes tonight. Everybody tap their phones. Please share with people you think should be here.
I think him and the Palladians are playing with us tonight.
No, the Palladians are doing it. Gekko has a large ship. It looks like a star. Matter of fact, Friends with Ferry saw it the other night. It was over a mountain area, and it was very bright, very big.
I posted a video of it.
So if everyone just be silent for a minute, you'll hear the sounds of the ship. Gekko, could bring the sound of your ship in a little bit louder on the vibrational frequency?
That sounds like a lot of people.
Yeah. You mean friends? You mean a lot of people on the ship?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people on the ship too. So we've got Friends with Furry here, James. We have, oh, wait a minute. Brim had his live paused. I don't know if he paused it or Gekko paused it. You got me, CmdrAleon, the host of the show. And here at the controls of the spaceship right now. This is the Encounter spaceship. The Encounter spaceship is one where if you wish to be on the spaceship, you need to be on the show. You need to watch the show. All people are welcome aboard the spaceship. We have 200 people on the spaceship right now, 205. So welcome to our spaceship. 207 people on the spaceship. You know, when you come in here, you're going to be in another frequency, another vibrational dimension. You're going to be on a galactic level of understanding. This is Encounters, a show that is out of this world. A show that's out of this world. I'm going to sing a song for Gekko and for the people of the galactic spiritual levels of light. I want to thank you for coming here. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for all you've done. I want to thank you when I see the sun. When we travel together through the universe, we can see everything. When we travel together through the universe, we can even sing. I want to thank you for coming here to help our planet Earth. I want to thank you for coming here to help our planet birth to a new play and a new place, a place of peace and love. I want to thank you for coming here to send us all some love. That's my song. What'd you think, Gekko? I hear no clapping or anything. James is clapping. I think all the galactic people on board the ship were happy. I liked it when he could use somebody's control board and start clapping. I got Kit Kat with the lights. Thank you. I wish he was able to clap on somebody's computer or something. He can't do that. He can't clap on. I'm not speaking of James' computer. Anybody's computer.
Over here. You better learn how to use MS DOS because I'm doing old school.
I'm
writing code over here.
He doesn't care about the old school and the new school or any school.
I know. What am I even talking about? After the damn soundboard thing, it doesn't even matter. It's like what the hell does it even matter? Because
now you're getting it, James. It doesn't matter.
Transcend everything.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Old school
And
computers might even be easier.
Right. You know.
Less complicated.
Well, you know what? I can't believe it's 12:30 already. It's almost near 1 o'clock in the morning. But we'll stay on for a few more minutes. I wish I can switch back time, like turn it back an hour. You know. Brim says he keeps flipping my music on and off. Gatico, can you unmute Brim's microphone? Or no? You're more interested in his Spotify? Brim's having some. Gatico's having some fun with Brim's Spotify technology. This is what happens, folks. Everything we do here is.
I keep watching across the street because I live on Clinch Valley Road here in Tennessee, and the Clinch Valley Mountains are right across the street, and I keep watching that mountain range at night to see if I see anything coming up over the mountain, but I haven't seen anything yet.
Well, you will. This is going to be a big year for spaceships and space people in contact. It was originally slated for 2027, but the timeline has been advanced to this year. So a lot of people are going to start having. What's going on, Friends with Fairies?
He keeps muting my mic.
He's muting your mic.
He's playing with my music and putting on harmonic music.
So he's playing with your music, Grim, and Friends of Fairies. Your mic is good right now. You're able to. Are you able to come on screen? Or are you not in a?
No. No, I just got back home from work.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. That's okay. You were more suitable earlier during the morning on my radio show, but he didn't let you come on, which I don't understand. Gatico, you need to let her come on the show after the show, after my radio show. So I'm talking to Gatico, if people wondering who I'm talking to, and everybody here knows Gatico's here. People, if they listen when we don't talk, they'll hear him speak. And he's also using tapping for yes or no. I hear him kind of speaking.
Yeah, I'm hearing that.
Yes, funny. That's what I heard.
Thank you, Pete Star TV. We thank everybody for their gifts tonight. We appreciate that. Please become a subscriber. I can't believe we're, not at 100,000 followers yet. I mean, 100,000 likes. So if you're here, everybody needs to tap that thing. I'm at 65.2. I think in 20 minutes or less, we can get up to 100,000. We're at 65.3 right now. Come on, everybody. I like to get everybody activated, motivated, accelerated. All those words mean something. And also, Gatico, could you make James smile? Good. James just smiled. See, power of suggestion works, James. Gatico, can you actually... Gatico, I don't believe you can turn James's mic on at all. James, don't touch it. I don't think Gatico can turn your mic on. I don't think he can. I don't think he can do it. James is like a ventriloquist right now.
Stop telling him.
James is like in the old movies, the silent movies. Like he's like one of those people in the silent movie, like Charlie Chaplin. You remember Charlie Chaplin, James, don't you? He was the best. But James has to watch that show from Friday night to see what happened, because he will be laughing and falling off the chair once he does. I guarantee it. He'll see the other James.
I think Gatico's agreeing with you. He's talking.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's talking right now. Listen.
Ooh, Chuck.
And for people now, I made a decision. I'm sure Gekko knew this was happening after a month. Gekko is now a new co-host of Encounters. So your co-host, one of your co-hosts, is going to be Gekko on the spaceship. He'll be co-hosting Encounters. Just want to let people know that. You know, who else in the world, I don't care if it's YouTube, regular cable TV, or TikTok, can say they have a space person who I have a relationship with them, is now a co-host of a show on planet Earth on TikTok. If you can find me somebody like that, please do. You're not. It's not going to happen. How many people love the fact that Gekko is now a co-host?
I think that's a good idea.
I think it's great.
He loves it. He listens to him talking.
This is the kind of relationship. I've got to say something. This is the kind of relationship that's important. When you reestablish somebody who's been a friend of yours since you were a kid off on another planet, and you now reconnect, you know, it takes a long time to catch up. In a month, we're catching up, Gekko and I, on some levels. And I'm sure we'll catch up when I'm on the ship. I have a lot of things that I'll be able to ask him in person, which will be very nice to do. And I'm just excited to see whatever we see out there, Gekko. I'm just happy to remember and experience the beauty of life, you know, beyond Earth that I used to be when I used to do the intergalactic communications with the command on the ship. You know, I always use media. I love media. On the ship, we had different ways of communicating with crystallized structures. So it was a little bit different.
Commander.
But, yeah.
Like his best friend.
Look what I got.
Oh, yeah. You got the
episode. And I was listening to it. I was listening to it on mute, and it starts echoing. Man, this thing is awesome. I'm just going to watch it and listen while you're doing the show.
Yeah, you should watch it. You're going to be blown away.
And if I start laughing, I'm going to unmute it so you could hear.
I was laughing today. I played some of it on my radio show. You know, so I'm glad he's watching
The other night I was crying. I couldn't stop laughing so hard.
Oh, you heard the show Friday night, Clifford?
Yeah, I was laying in bed here and I was laughing so hard. I'm surprised my friend up behind the house didn't hear me. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
Well, you know, my friend Gekko, he has, like me, even before coming to Earth, I had the same sense of humor coming from Mars that I did coming to Earth. I always had a lighthearted sense of humor, so does Gekko. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to mission work, Gekko and the people of the galactic spiritual levels are serious, but we also are also very lighthearted because we come from worlds of peace and harmony where we don't have these problems. So, yeah, it's very much true. I hear Gekko talking right now. I can't capture what he's saying, but he's talking. I also hear a spaceship. The ship, if you hear that's the spaceship. The spaceship is very close to my house, very high in the atmosphere, but his ship is right near me. Gekko, can you amp up the sound for the viewers here of your spaceship? Why are they making bunkers? Nobody's making bunkers. What is that person talking about? Hello, sirs. Why are they making bunkers? I have no idea what bunkers are being made. This is Encounters. This is a show about galactic understanding, about space beings, space people, star people, spaceships from other planetary worlds. Disclosure.
So wait, the whole live messed up itself?
It was really, yeah, it was crazy.
Because look, there's nothing here, but I can hear that I'm on the live. See that? There it is right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your screen was, yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. And you're watching, for new people coming in here, this is called Encounters. If you look at the top, UFO contact, that means we talk about extraterrestrial intelligence, star people, light beings, all those things. And we get into all these topics. We have guest interviews with people. And we have Down the Rabbit Hole, who's one of our co-hosts, watching Friday Night Show on YouTube. Everybody should watch the show that I did on here on my YouTube channel from Friday night. Ashtar Command Spaceship News is my YouTube channel. Write it down, and you can see it. We're at 77,000.4. We're almost near 100,000. Can we hit another? Can we get to 100,000? I think we could if everybody participates. Because I know only a few people are tapping, and their fingers are going to be coming off pretty soon if you don't help. So everybody get involved. I don't want any fingers coming off of my show. No fingers coming off.
No fingers.
Everybody
Commander.
Yeah.
What's so weird to me is now that I'm listening to it on this end, because when all that crap was happening, I couldn't hear anything at all.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what you were saying. When I reconnected back to you and I was talking to you, I could hear you. But when this thing was connected, I was completely blacked out. So now it's funny to hear how it sounds on this end.
Yeah, now you see how we were laughing so hard, I almost fell off my rocking chair.
Yeah, it was
so
really funny.
That whole part of the program should go viral. It was so funny. And just hear.
Oh, it's really out right now, Commander, is how the clapping and all of the stuff like matches up with what you were saying. And my end, I couldn't hear anything. So that right there is even more freakiness to it for me. It seems like it was responding to you in time.
Yes, that's Gekko
like
was.
You just asked it a question and it hit the applause sound.
Yeah, no, it was.
This is awesome.
See, Gekko, you got James to now understand what you were doing. So that's very good. I'm going to clap very silently. I don't think Gekko has any ability to have any technology clapping right now on anybody's phone or whatever. Oh, Gekko, James, did you just mute your mic? Yeah. Hey, James, did you just mute your microphone?
So everybody could hear you laughing. Is that you coughing, Commander?
I was laughing so hard I was coughing, yeah. I completely lost it. Hey, King Tone One, welcome. Hey, Tracy. Welcome to Encounters, King Tone One. Vicky Coster, thanks for the likes. Ruby Christian, thanks for joining, Christian. User 155. Garnet, welcome. Brenda Parker. Hey, good to see you folks. CF616. Brian Gilbert, user 603 or 605. Galaxy. Hun. Big Man, welcome to the show. Gravedigger. I don't want.
Funny.
What?
This is so funny. That's so.
He's-
was doing that.
See, you had nothing to be freaked out about on the show when Godico did that to your technology.
He had to shut off his mic.
James now knows.
That's why
that
you
we
need
were-
to bring it back out.
That was one of the best shows.
I
It
was
was,
doing all that. That's funny.
it was one of the best shows ever. That show will go down in history. Godico, thank you. That was the best show, Godico, you helped us produce. Thank you. Really. Thank you. I think Godico's tapping.
I hear tapping and talking.
Yeah, I think he's talking more than tapping now. And his ship is making that sound. That sound is the spaceship. We're almost at 100K. We're at 92.2. We have 181 people in here. Everybody follow each other. I want everyone to follow each other. I like to uplift everybody on encounters. And everybody follow me to get me to 100,000 to reach more people here around the planet. Anybody hear like a metallic tapping or something?
I hear tapping.
I hear tapping. Ashley, we're laughing. Ashley, watch my show on YouTube, Ash Turkman Spaceship News, Ashley, and go to my show for Friday night and watch the whole show and you'll be laughing. We had things happening with James's control board that he had now put away where they used his technology and were playing things on the control board like clapping sounds after I would speak. You have to watch it. It's on my YouTube channel, Ash Turkman Spaceship News. Well, it's getting close to, as soon as it hits 100,000, we're going to call it a night. It's going to be a long week. We will be on tomorrow night around 11. And I really want to thank everybody. Godico, is there any last thing you want to do on here to make it a big splash before we end the show tonight, Godico? Whatever you want to do. You're my co-host, so I'll leave it up to you. Anything you want to do.
He's messing with Brim over there.
Brim, he's having a little fun with your technology tonight.
Apparently, he keeps flipping my music on. The mic keeps flipping on. I'm hearing weird tapping. It's going crazy over here.
Wow, even when he talks, it sounds distorted now. Earlier, it didn't sound like that.
The people want me to sing. Let me see, Godico, if I sing a song, will you utilize some tapping features on somebody's technology out there who's on my show? It doesn't have to be James, of course. We can leave him alone for tonight. But it could be somebody else.
Let's leave James alone.
Burn on down the rabbit hole's key
Yeah.
board in the closet while it's in the closet.
Can you open the box up where the keyboard is and hook it up for him without him having to do it?
Oh, I don't. That soundboard isn't even. That soundboard is not even in the close vicinity. So if that thing connects from here to there, I'll believe anything.
Godico, can you take the soundboard and levitate it with your ship and put it back in the place where it was?
No.
And let it dematerialize and materialize it?
The door is locked.
It doesn't matter if you have a door, James. They can dematerialize it and materialize it at whim.
Don't mess up the new lighting. I just put all this new lighting up. Don't mess with it.
I'm just messing with you, man.
If the lighting started flashing right then, oh man.
Godico, could you make a...
No.
You just gave me an idea here, which was not good.
No, don't mess with the electric in my house.
Could you make the room where he's in? Could you make the neon light blink behind him? The blue neon light.
That neon light blinks.
Gekko, can you make his neon light blink, brother? It's not blinking. He's being very respectful. He's not doing it.
Good.
But James is looking.
Good
He's
go.
making sure he's making sure his light's not blinking.
Good gotta go. I can see it in the reflection. I'm gonna pull it up a little closer.
Grim is going through a lot of stuff right now with Gekko, playing with his technology. Well, we're at 103,000, so we've made it. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I'm going to be going to sleep. Gekko, thank you for being here as my co-host. You're now officially a co-host of our Earth-based show, Encounters. James is a co-host. Friends of Furries co-hosts with us. And we want to just thank everybody. Other co-hosts are Chesno and Grace. So everybody have a beautiful night. Thank you for your gifts, your support. Become a subscriber to my TikTok. You can Venmo my Cash App, $5, $10, or $15 for our the general spiritual cosmic work we do here. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. Any last words from people out here?
Just want to say good night to everybody.
Good night, Clifford. Thank you for being
having
here.
me on.
Oh, we appreciate you being here, brother. And Friends with Furries, your phones are all working good. Gekko kept you on and didn't play around with it.
Now, I am following Friends with Fairies, and I'm also following Down the Rabbit Hole. I made them started following them today.
Oh, good.
If
Well,
anybody's
it's nice.
interested in the video from earlier on the Commander show, I posted it, and also the ship that showed up during the Commander show.
And I reposted the video, friends, of the cell phone that he turned on. If you go to Friends with Furries page, I reposted it, and you can see that Gekko had her other cell phone turned on. It played stuff through it when it was turned off, actually. So yeah. All right. I don't know what. All I can say is, Gekko, if you have anything you wish to do or say before we end the show, as you are now our new co-host from the spaceship, please, we'll take a moment to just listen.
It sounds like laughing.
All right, Ashley, I appreciate that. I'm ready to go to sleep. I want to thank you. Brim, I'm glad you had the experience. All right, everybody, great. What am I saying here? I'm really tired now. Clifford, take care.
Okay.
Friends and Fairies, we'll see everybody tomorrow night. It's been a blessing having people on
Good night,
here.
everybody,
Right?
and God bless.
And this has been Encounters, a show that is now out of this world. Take care, everybody.
Sleep tight.
Yes.